I visit plenty of watch shows every year, but rarely does something actually blow me away. But I recently attended the Watch It show in Birmingham here in England, and I found something special. Hello there, my name is Kieran, welcome to Top Tier Ticker. I hope you're having a good day. The watch I'm showing you today is brilliant quality. The design is just sexy. But the beauty of this watch isn't just skin deep. You see, these watches are assembled by the microbrand owner right here in the UK. And if that wasn't cool enough, this watch features a completely custom movement that you won't find anywhere else. Now you might think because of that, this watch is going to cost a bomb. You know, you need to remortgage the house, sell the kids, sell a kidney, so on. But what if I told you you can get this watch for less than £500? And that's exactly why I say I found something special. I've simply not seen a watch like this before for this kind of price. Now this watch is only a loan unit, this video is not sponsored. I simply think that you guys need to see this watch. Now for the first time in history, I'm actually going to get the brand name right. This is the second release from Oriorwaith J Sarnowski. The brand is from Wales here in the UK. They were founded in January 2024 and it's run by a husband and wife team whom I met at the Birmingham Watch Show. Now this is a Kickstarter watch, which does mean you have to pre-order it, but the pre-order price is unbelievable for what's on offer, hence why I'm showing it to you. So enough chit chat, let's check out this awesome watch. So to save myself the embarrassment for the rest of the video, I'm going to call the brand OJS. This model is the Scout. And OJS describes this as an anti-field watch. You can certainly feel a little bit of field watch DNA here, and I'd categorize this as a gather watch with flair. It doesn't have all of the bells and whistles that you'd usually expect from a gather watch, you know, date complication, sort of a utilitarian look. This one is certainly a little bit more dressy, but I think absolutely beautiful and one that you could for sure wear every day. So the case material here, your standard 316L stainless steel. But just look at the curvature of this watch on the side profile. The bezel curves upwards almost like a UFO, and you get a beautiful sweep from lug to lug, and with all the different surfaces, different angles here, there's plenty of detail and interesting points to look at. Now considering how small the crown is on this watch, it is so unbelievably easy to grip. It has a deep cog-like finish to it. It is signed with the JS logo, and if you can't grip this crown, there's something wrong with your fingers. But flipping this watch over reveals why this watch is so special and why I had to show it to you today. Now the actual case back design is very good looking. It's screwed to the case in each of the corners under the lugs. But of course, the star of the show here is this movement. Now you might think because this movement is golden in colour, it might be, I don't know, a Miyota 8000, or I'm sure there's some seagull movements that have a golden colour. However, as mentioned before, this is a custom movement that you won't find anywhere else. This is the Miyota 9039. Now you might be thinking, I've never seen a Miyota 9039 look like this before. And that's because this watch features completely custom golden bridges. The brand owner is a watchmaker. And what he does is he takes the Miyota 9039, he orders the custom parts that fit the movement, he then disassembles the Miyota 9039 himself in his home and then fits on the custom parts. And what that means is you get a movement inside of an affordable watch that looks like no other. This watch features a sunray finish, so it plays with the light beautifully, and it even features a Welsh dragon proudly engraved onto them. There's also a completely custom rotor on this movement. Instead of just being a half rotor like we see on most watches, this one is a full circle rotor with, let's be honest, a gorgeous design. Genuinely, I think if you've shown most enthusiasts this watch from the back only, they'd probably think this watch costs thousands. But this watch doesn't just look good from the back, flip it over and wow. This watch features a lapis dial, which is a precious stone that's been cut and shaped. So firstly, no two dials look the same, and the way lapis plays with the light is just beautiful. The dial then almost features a classic railway minute track on the outer. The dial here also features multiple applied metal layers, and there is tons of detail here, tons of visual interest, and then these large, unusually shaped indexes that are actually 3D in construction. Now what's one of the biggest trends of 2025? Loom blocks for indexes. That's exactly what this watch features. Those 3D indexes are actually made from full loom, and that means the low light experience here is fantastic. Now this is a prototype, so there's 2 different colours of loom here. However, the full production run will only have 1 type of loom, it will be blue all over. Turning the lights back on, just look at this handset. Semi-skeletonized, a beautiful shape. They're also multifaceted and they catch the light beautifully. Turning the watch back on its side reveals a boxed sapphire crystal. Now you get a ton of distortion around the edge of the crystal, even though the bubble effect isn't that dramatic here. Now the brand owner is actually a full-time maths teacher, and he told me that he's done some clever tricks with this crystal to make it look dramatic even though it isn't. And on the wrist, this watch just looks so damn good. A 39mm case diameter, I'm sure will be good news to a lot of people. Lug to lug comes in at just 44.5mm, and case thickness is just 10.7mm. Lug width here is 20mm. The lugs are quite chunky, so the watch has a decent amount of presence, but because of that compact lug to lug and the smaller case diameter, it wears a treat. Now this watch comes on a bracelet as standard. I don't have the bracelet version here today, I only have the watch on straps, but I did get hands on with the bracelet version at the watch show, and the bracelet was excellent quality. It features screwed links and an on-the-fly adjustment system. The straps that I have are an optional extra. Truth be told, you don't actually need the extra straps. They're okay quality. I wouldn't say they're outstanding. My favorite is for sure the bespoke silk strap that you can get as an extra, but it is still a little bit unusual. I think this watch looks the best on the bracelet. Now, as mentioned, I have the lapis dial here. There's also another dial variant of this watch. There's a purple dial option that's made from amethyst. Again, another stone that's been cut. Obviously no sort of clear branding on the dial, but there is some hidden branding among the bottom indexes, so you do get that sterile dial look, but that also means that legibility here is really good. Now, as mentioned at the top of the video, every single one of these watches is assembled by hand by the microbrand owner. Although he's a maths teacher, he's also a watchmaker. And when he's not teaching maths, he's doing watches in his spare room. This is a proper family-run business, and they're doing some incredible things. I feel confident in saying that this watch brand, and particularly the watchmaker behind this watch brand, is going to be big in the future. He's starting off small, he wants to get his watches on as many wrists as possible, but I can honestly see this watch brand going to the moon. Now, when it comes to flaws, genuinely very little of them. As mentioned, the supplied straps, I'm not really a big fan of them. The quality is okay, they're a little bit stiff. I don't feel like they complement the watch that well. So that's why I would recommend the bracelet version of this watch and using some of your own straps if you want to wear it on leather. I'm not really a fan of sterile dials, I'll be honest. I genuinely would prefer a nice J Sarnowski on the dial, and then maybe the Scout below the 6 o'clock. I don't know why, I just think sterile dials can just look a little bit boring, even though this dial clearly isn't boring. And genuinely, that's about it. As mentioned, this is a Kickstarter pre-order. Price is going to be £450 for the first 50 units. After that, price is going to go up to £480, so just a little bit more. For less than £500, what other watch brand is doing something like this? And that's why when I stumbled across these watches at the watch show, I knew I found something special and I knew I had to show it to you. You'll find a link to the Kickstarter page below. If, like me, you're a fan of independent watchmaking and want to support someone who's doing some incredible work, go and check out the page, read a little bit more about the inspiration behind the design. Genuinely, one of my favourite watches we've checked out on the channel ever. Thank you for watching, drop me a like rating if you enjoyed it. Catch you in the next one, guys. Bye for now.